Okay, so this is the audience for my speech. Hi, my name is Gavin Roy, and today I'll be talking about the benefits that come from playing sports as a kid growing up. The three things I'm going to talk about today are just the physical benefits you get from playing sports and also how it affects your mental health. Secondly, I'm going to talk about the fostering teamwork skills and lifelong skills that come from playing sports. Lastly, I'm going to talk about just the challenges that you got to overcome and how it shows resiliency as a kid. And those are also things that you take with you all the way throughout life. Firstly, I'm going to talk about how sports promote physical health just through regular exercise. It's not always about being the most fit, but it's about just staying in shape, and it also increases your cardiovascular health, increased motor skills, which lead to better coordination, better balance, better flexibility, things like that. Also, with that being said, sports are also just a good way to get rid of the stress going on in life. It's a way just to express yourself in a different way. And it's also, especially for me growing up as a kid, I never really fit in. And sports was the only way I could do that. And that's how I got all my lifelong friends, is through sports. According to the PSFN Science Board, 73% of parents actually say that sports really benefit their kids. Moving on, I'm going to examine how sports really foster essential teamwork skills and other lifelong skills. So effective communication is one of the main ones. To be a leader, you got to be able to communicate. And through sports, that's one of the main things you got to do, is know how to communicate. When things get tough, when there are little arguments, which happen in life, you got to be able to really communicate that through. Also collaboration, that's knowing how to work in a team, because you're going to be put in settings like that anywhere you go in life. Just knowing how to work, knowing how to handle different style people, things like that. Also, the two biggest ones for me are accountability and responsibility. And that's just because being held accountable is not an easy thing to do, and you gotta be self-honest. And that's one thing I learned through sports, is how to hold myself accountable and also hold others accountable, so that you can make the best team possible. Also, when playing in a team, there's certain responsibilities you gotta overcome and that you gotta live up to. So that's also going to be held accountable by your teammates. So responsibility is a big one for me. These are all lessons that I learned, especially through baseball, is that you don't want to let your teammates down, because those are the guys that you're going to ride with probably for the rest of your life. Lastly, I'm going to discuss just how sports really develop you as a person, and how the character development through sports impacts you. Also, challenges you got to overcome, things like that. So sports really instill resiliency. That's one of the big ones for me, because you just get that anywhere you go. You need that anywhere you go, resiliency, because growing up as a kid, life only gets harder, really, and I think we all know that, and everyone who's played sports kind of knows that. But sports is kind of the one thing you can really lean on. Also, perseverance, that's something you're going to need in life also. That's taught through sports. When things get tough, and let's say you're running a lot, and you don't like your coach, that's something you're going to have to persevere, because in life, you're not always going to have the perfect boss or the most ideal situation, but it's something you're going to have to work through. Also, one thing, being a college athlete and looking back at my time in sports, the mental toughness that baseball has taught me has been something that I never thought, I'm somewhere where I never thought I'd be because of the sport. The setbacks and disappointments that come with it, especially playing baseball, where you fail most of the time. It's just something that's really stuck with me, and yeah. Another key skill you need growing up is sportsmanship. That's knowing how to lose, knowing how to win, because in life you're not always going to win. So when things don't go your way, it's important to keep a level head and not lose your cool. That's something that sports teaches all of us. Also, major leadership skills. This is kind of where I got all my leadership skills from. Growing up, I was a captain for my hockey team, and that's where I learned the most. Not through school, but it was through sports. That's where I learned the most. So pretty much, in summary, sports teach you a lot more than just physical activity itself. Yes, it teaches you how to stay fit and all those things, but it's also a key factor in personal growth. It nurtures physical health also, fosters essential teamwork skills, and it's how you overcome challenges. It teaches you all those things and more. Also, lastly, one thing that I haven't really talked about that I wanted to touch on is just the lifelong connections and friends that you get from playing sports. My best friends come from playing sports, and they're people that that are going to come to my wedding, that I'm going to be friends with for the rest of my life. So I really don't know where I'd be without sports, and that's kind of the message I'm trying to relay is that sports have changed my life, and I think they do so for several other kids. And I think it's just a very, very good way to get yourself out there and express yourself. That's about it. Thank you for listening.